Hey everyone, welcome back to another amazing episode of Coffee with Tracey. I am your host, Tracey Osborne. Today we are talking again and more about defining your niche. And I know we talk about this a lot on the show, and that's because it is so friggin' important that you know who your target audience is so you don't waste your time, you don't waste your money, and you're getting the right people coming to you to buy your services and products. So here we go. With me today is Tori Mistick, and Tori is an Instagram strategist. She's a blogger and a dog lover, so we're definitely going to be sharing some dog stories, I'm sure. Her award-winning blog, Wear, Wag, Repeat, is about style and DIYs for dog moms. That is super cool. So thanks to blogging, Tori immersed herself in Instagram and grew her account from less than 1,000 followers to over 10,000 in less than a year. This success led Tori to launch Mistick, positively engaging Instagram strategy. She currently helps fellow creative women entrepreneurs build an engaged Instagram following while keeping up with the growth of Wear, Wag, Repeat. So welcome to the show.
Thanks, Tracey.
Okay, first, tell me about your dog.
So my dog is Lucy, and she's a chocolate lab. She's sitting, I just looked down because she's sitting underneath my feet pretty much.
Riley's laying on my foot,
all
too.
the time. Yeah.
And Molson's down there somewhere as well.
Yeah. So you know what it's like to work at home with your dogs, and she keeps me very busy. This past Friday was actually the official Take Your Dog to Work day. So I did a whole blog post about all the benefits of having your dog at work, because taking frequent walks, you know, it not only keeps you moving, keeps you active, but I get the best ideas when I'm out walking my dog. So she keeps me creative, and she keeps me fit, and she keeps me very busy.
Yeah, very busy, yes. Riley had me up at 4 o'clock in the morning because she had to go outside.
Yeah.
Like, alrighty then. Thanks for waking me up, because she's only, 8 months old. So we're still housebreaking.
Oh, yeah.
She's almost there. So the fact that she actually woke me up to go to the bathroom, I was very happy about that.
No, it's better than the alternative.
Exactly. Which is usually what I get. So very, very excited about that. So I definitely want to talk, we're going to talk about niching for sure, but I also want to talk about Instagram, because everybody I know is on Instagram. I have an account. I think I posted one picture. I'm like, why am I here? This is yet another social media platform. Do I really even need to be on this? So let's start with niching, and then we'll kind of slide into Instagram a little bit. So, talk to me about why you feel it is so important to niche down, and how you did it.
Yeah, so for me, it's like a couple different dimensions of niching down. So I've been a social media consultant for over 8 years, and I had always done anything and everything that someone needed for their social media. I'd say, sure, I'll do manage your Yelp account and Pinterest, and I'll do email blasts for you. I'll do like whatever. And I remember saying to myself when I started this that, if I'm still managing people's Facebook pages in 10 years, like, just pull the plug. and I don't know if it was a little self-fulfilling prophecy, but that is totally what happened. About a year or so ago, I was just like not very fulfilled by managing Facebook pages. And a lot of it had to do with the changes in the algorithms that everyone's always complaining about on Facebook. Mm-hmm. And, they just made it a lot harder to have fun with marketing on Facebook. Totally. And so I just, kind of had a lot of light bulbs go off in the last year and decided to take my blog really seriously. And through that, I really niched down my own Instagram account. And instead of just posting general lifestyle stuff, and even I wasn't even posting about my social media business, I started only posting about stylish dog mom stuff. So me and Lucy, pictures of crafts I was doing, or doggy ice cream or stuff like that. And I just started engaging with people who were also really specific in that niche, dog accounts and dog mom accounts. And that is really the key of how I grew my account by over 10,000 people in less than a year.
Did you focus really solely on Instagram instead of, kind of just let Facebook kind of fall to the wayside, or?
Yeah. I push all of so on my own Instagram account, which is Mistick, so it's my name. I push all of my posts to my Wear, Wag, Repeat fan page on Facebook. But, you know, they get likes and a little bit of stuff, but I don't really get a lot of comments. And so there's not really a lot of opportunity for engagement or to get to know my followers better on there. Whereas on Instagram, it's funny because I'm pushing the same stuff to both places, but on Instagram, people comment back and people want to engage with you, and it sort of opens the door for you to begin a conversation with them. And, you know, I've always said this, and I still believe it, that social media is supposed to be like a party. So if you were to go to a party and just talk about yourself and complain about your job and all the stuff that people usually do on social media, you're not going to make a lot of friends at that party. So, you know, you need to show an interest in other people. And so that's where I found Instagram to be just so amazing, because it actually allows you as a brand or a marketer to kind of be on an even playing field with everyone. So you can go out and comment and respond to people as if you're just standing next to them at a party. And that's sort of how I look at it. And a lot of the other social networks don't really encourage that level of engagement, and they don't put brands and regular people on the same level as much as I think Instagram does.
Interesting. Now, but with Instagram, I mean, really, it's you just take a picture and you post it up on Instagram, right? So you're not really posting quotes or tips or, you know.
Yeah.
It's more like, this is what I had for dinner, that kind of stuff.
So I don't really post pictures of what I had for dinner, but I might post a picture of what Lucy had for dinner.
Well, yeah, with your page, yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, for example, I'm trying out a new freeze-dried raw food for Lucy. So I started posting about that, and that's sort of a hot topic, and a lot of people are interested in that, and it drives a lot of conversation. But I try to ask advice of my followers a lot. So I went on a road trip in May, and I was legitimately struggling with how I was going to package Lucy's food to take on the trip, because she and I went together. And I asked my followers, and that was probably one of my highest engaging posts, because everyone had an opinion on how they pack their dog's food for a long weekend or a week or an overnight or whatever. So I think that, you know, asking people love to be asked for their opinion, and love to be asked about themselves. So, you know, as much as you can do that, I'm getting a little bit off topic here, but you know, that's kind of the key to building up your engagement on your Instagram. Really,
actually, that can work on any social media platform.
Or even just in real life. I mean, I
think some of my biggest, you know, the posts that I have that are probably the most engaging is where I'm having some kind of a crisis, some personal crisis or whatever, that I post out there, and everybody has to give their 2 cents, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And even, I mean, Facebook, I see, like on my personal news feed now, if you ask for a recommendation, it automatically turns it into some kind of a recommendation post.
Right.
So Facebook, obviously, they went to the trouble to build a whole separate thing that does this action. Mm-hmm. So they value people's friends asking friends for opinions. That's one of the biggest things of social media. I always like to see what Facebook and Instagram and different social networks are spending their time and money developing, because, you know, that's kind of what you should spend your time doing. So, for instance, Instagram has spent a lot of time and energy unveiling new video capabilities, videos in your post or stories or live video. So I think that if they're investing all this energy into it, that as users, we should also invest our energy into doing videos and stuff.
Are they trying to compete with Facebook with like Facebook Live or, you know, something like that? Or is it just videos that you've done that you just upload?
Well, Instagram is owned by Facebook. So I'm not sure that they're really competing necessarily.
Yeah,
but a lot of people say that Instagram is trying to steal people from Snapchat. Now, I was never a huge Snapchatter, but they, Snapchat did have like all the fun filters you can put on your face.
That's,
first, and then now Instagram has it. And I do like all those things. Those are kind of fun to play around with.
They are. When you're one of those moods. I love to sit on the couch with the kids and we'll go through and we'll take all kinds of crazy Snapchat pictures and stuff. But that's about the only time I ever use it.
Yeah. Well, it's fun. And I think that using stories can really increase your engagement. So like, I know I'm like a broken record here saying the word engagement, but that is just like the number one thing that people are worried about on all their social media, but especially on Instagram. I think I spend a lot of time on Instagram, so I hear about it the most, but people are always just wondering how to increase their engagement. So I think, getting specific with your niche or your topic, meeting other people on there who are into that same topic, talking to them, commenting on their stuff, and then being authentic and being real. And one of the greatest ways to do that, like we're on video right now, this is a lot more real of a discussion than it would be over email. So I think that by using like the little stories or live video or something like that, sure, there's like the little filters and stuff that you can do, but it's a pretty authentic view as to how you talk, who you are, what you're like, and that's going to increase your engagement because people want to see what you're like.
Right. Well, yeah, definitely. And that's why when I relaunched this podcast, because it used to be just audio, it used to be over on Blog Talk. And then when I decided to bring it back, I was like, well, now it's, let's do video. I'm okay with being on video. I still don't really like it, but I'm, whatever. But it gives that level of engagement because now I can see you. I can see your facial responses and the audience too. They can see and you feel more connected. And I think that's why video is so high nowadays, high converting. So can I actually take these videos? I can upload these to Instagram?
So, so this recording here, you could cut down like little snippets of it and post it on Instagram.
Okay. So do like a little teaser and then drive them over to the website.
You could think of it as like a little trailer.
Oh Lord, something else for my
team.
So
just add that to your to-do list.
My team's gonna be like, really seriously, what's next? What else are you gonna do with this?
What would be a lot more practical, and I'm always trying to recommend to my clients and everyone like practical advice they can actually implement. It would be a lot easier if you were just to record some Instagram stories because you can just do that on your phone, selfie mode. Sure. And say, just released a new episode today, talking to so-and-so. So you could record just like a little story, and then depending on your account, Instagram is rolling out the capability to put links in your stories. So I think because of how active I am on the app, I got this feature already, but I don't have it on all of my clients' accounts yet.
Right.
So I think Instagram's rolling it out based on some algorithm ranking. I have no idea.
Sure.
But eventually I would imagine that everyone will be able to add these links to their stories. So you might have the capability and you just don't even know it. But if you go into your stories and snap a picture or snap a video or something like that, in the top panel, there's the option to add the stickers and text and draw and stuff like that. And if you have the linking option, it'll be up there. You'll have like the little link icon. And you could link to, your newest episode.
As everybody grabs their phone and they're checking their Instagram account.
Yeah. So pause this and go.
Pause and then come back to us. Don't get lost in Instagram land.
No.
Okay. I guess I'm going to have to just get on there and play with it. Now, so you only do Instagram from your phone? I can't do it when I'm sitting at the computer and upload something from the computer, right? It has to be from phone only.
Right. So you can only upload from your phone, but you can go on the desktop version and you can look at stuff. Okay. But it's just not really. If you look at it, it's not like a fully functioning website. It's just like basically a stream of photos. You can't do a lot.
Oh, okay. I'll just have to play with it. Just another thing to learn. So how do you juggle, because you basically, you've got your social media business and then you have your blog, which is completely separate. So how do you juggle running the two?
Yeah. So like I kind of got into, and then I got way off topic. in the last year, decided to really focus in on everything in my life. So when I first started my blog, I've had my blog for 4 years now. And so over the first couple of years, I was posting, I hosted a party. Here's a recipe for this Christmas cookies I made, and here's this and that. And it was kind of a little all over the place. And so I, first of all, focused that in really tight and only post stuff relevant to stylish dog moms, this, imaginative customer who I've imagined. And then in my social media business, instead of offering full service social media consulting, this year I decided to niche down and only do Instagram strategy. And specifically, I'd like to be consulting with creative women entrepreneurs, because that's sort of my favorite demographic, and that's who I get, and I think that they get me. So both ends of my business life, my blog and my social media business, I got them in super tight. And, I think that since I've had so much success on Instagram for my own account, for my blog, it really does kind of correlate to my Instagram strategy business. So anytime I learn something new or I find a new trick, I will add that. Through my Instagram business, I have a guide that I put together. It's like a 15-page guide of like a brain dump of everything that I do on Instagram. And so all my clients get this guide, and every time I learn something new on my account, I go and add it into the guide. So I think by focusing in everything as tight as I could get it, I could probably get even tighter if I wanted to. It does allow me to not feel like I'm in 8 million directions, because that's how I was feeling before. Before I focus everything in. Yeah, because I know you do a lot of stuff.
I know that feeling very well.
Yeah. And it's a lot to wrap your head around. And sure, like time-wise, I probably could manage Facebook and Pinterest and all this different stuff for people. But just like in terms of my brain space, it's just really difficult for me to know everything there is to know about marketing on Facebook and on Pinterest and on Instagram. So I just decided that by becoming an expert on one thing, it would just, make me better at my job and happier and less stressed and be able to help people a lot more effectively than I think I was before.
Yeah, not to mention, when you specialize like that, you command higher rates. So you can make more money, have less clients, work less than if you're doing 50,000 things for lower prices.
Yeah. And also, I think it kind of justifies me spending so much time on my blog and Instagram account. So
I do this for work.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm working. I know my kids are like, "You're not working, Mom. You're on Facebook." Promise you, I am actually working.
Yeah. Yeah. So the way that I use Instagram is probably very different from how most people use it. But I go on there with intention every day. So before I open up Instagram, I have an intention of what exactly I'm trying to accomplish. So maybe it's, I go in the Discover tab and find, Instagram will recommend accounts that they think you would like, but they're not always correct in what I would like. So I like to go in there and find accounts that I would like and comment on their stuff, maybe follow a new person. And I'll spend, I could even put a timer on for 10 minutes or something and only do this for 10 minutes because, it can be a major time suck and you can go down that Instagram rabbit hole. And, it happens to me because I love being on there all the time. So of course, sometimes I do go down a rabbit hole and all of a sudden I'm looking at like some football player's wife's account and I'm like back.
Why did I actually come on? I do that with Facebook all the time. I get onto Facebook to go for a specific reason. And like 20 minutes later, I was like, wait a minute, I actually went to Facebook for something.
Yeah, exactly. So it's so easy to get distracted. And I think that, it's just in relation to like niching down your business, if you just like focus on, focusing down your business, but then also when you're going on Instagram or going on Facebook, like trying to focus on what you're actually trying to do, you'll get a lot more done. I think you'll be a lot more effective. And it's almost like setting a goal. Like, I'm going to go on Instagram today and I'm going to comment on 20 photos, and just setting a timer and going in and doing that. Because that is what's going to get people to notice you and make more of an impact and get more engagement and all that kind of stuff. So just going on and mindlessly scrolling can be fun while you're watching TV at night. But that's probably not the most beneficial way to use it for your business.
Right. And that's kind of the key. If you're going to use this for your business, you've got to have that strategy.
Yeah,
for sure.
Exactly.
All right. This is awesome. This is, I guess I'm going to have to go spend some time on Instagram.
Yeah. It's a lot to take in, but I mean, like just with anything, with any kind of marketing that you're doing for your business, you have to have a plan and a strategy of what you're going to do. So I think that, people don't always think of their social media in that same way. So, no one does. When's the last time that you took out a print ad for your business, or like bought a billboard, or like did a TV commercial? Like, none of us have ever done any of those things. So instead, we're all doing social media. And that's how we're marketing our businesses. But you kind of have to think, businesses used to plan an ad campaign, do a photo shoot, strategically place print ads and billboards and all this stuff. So I try to think in that sort of traditional marketing sense with some of the social media as well.
Right. Well, and the big guys, whoever your big guys that you're following for your business, for your industry or whatever, they're doing the same thing. They're not just going on there and randomly posting stuff. They have strategies, and they do sit down and create full on marketing campaign. In fact, I'm in the middle of creating one for my next book, a full on marketing campaign for that. So yeah, you can't just, for me, to me, if you go on there without some kind of a strategy, it's just like throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. And there's no reason why, solopreneurs cannot have a marketing strategy like that for your own business or your own consulting or whatever it is that you're doing, even if you're just a freelancer. There's no reason why you can't set up some sort of a schedule that, in 6 weeks, you're going to want to do X, and work your way backwards and see what you want to post leading up to that. See who you want to follow that's going to help you when you eventually get to that promotion 6 weeks from now. And really, use Instagram as more of just a place. Don't just post your dinner and your vacation photos and stuff, but think of it as like a powerful marketing tool.
I mean, you can post some of those. That's because you want to, I think with, I used to do this with Twitter and stuff too. I used to post, and I do it with Facebook too, but, post all about my kids and my dogs and this, that, and the other thing. Because then people get to know you and you start building that know, like, and trust factor. So I think with Instagram, it's probably going to be the same thing. You want to mix some of that in, maybe not your dinner, but, mix some of that stuff in. Hey, we're on vacation. Here's where we are now. Like when I went on vacation last year, me and my 2 girls, we drove cross country. And I was constantly posting and checking in and stuff. And I had so many people following my vacation for 2 weeks. And I bet if I had posted that on Instagram, it would have been huge. But, I had people constantly, they would send me messages and stuff like, this is so much fun. I'm totally following it's like I'm on vacation with you, because we're taking pictures of every state sign we go to and, all kinds of crazy stuff. And, people absolutely, they ate that up.
Yeah. And so what I would personal. Definitely. People love to see behind the scenes and see, see what you're really like and what you're actually doing. And one way that you could tie that in more so to your business and your marketing is for you, you're posting all these vacation photos. Occasionally in your captions, you could pepper in it's so great to work for yourself and have a flexible schedule and all this. You could tie it back in.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
You could use your captions to relate it back to your marketing goals, which is to sell coaching or sell books or whatever it is that you want to do. So I think that, people sometimes will post those very personal photos, which is fine. But then their caption doesn't have anything to do with anything. So,
Right.
don't be afraid to add a longer caption that somehow circles back to a point of all this.
Sure. I do that with my blogs. I will find, I sit there and I think, okay, what's going on in my life right now that I can write about, and how can I tie that back into business? So, I do the same thing with blogging. So, you get some of my personal stuff, like, I think it was last week, I wrote about how I just hit a wall. I just, everything just kind of piled up on me, and I hit that wall, and I was like fried, so I wrote about that. And then how do I come out of that? And what steps can I take? And what steps can you take? That kind of thing. And people love that because it makes you real. And they love when I get the really, I get a lot of emails when I put out some really raw content, and get really down and honest. And it's like, hey, things aren't always peaches and cream just because I'm a 6-figure entrepreneur and I've been in business for 10 years and whatever. I still screw up, I still make mistakes, and people want to know that.
Yeah, I think when you can be vulnerable, people respond so well to that. And you can't be like that all the time because it's just too hard on you emotionally, to be vulnerable all the time. And but I think just being honest and authentic, and when you are feeling down, to share about it. So, I mean, my blog is a dog mom blog, and of course our dogs don't always live forever. So,
I have one who's 15.
Yeah. So last year I just lost a dog.
Oh.
Lola, who was 13. And at that time I was doing live broadcasting on Periscope, which isn't so popular anymore, but it was great. It was great while it lasted. But I used to broadcast on Periscope almost every single day. I did like a little show called the Daily Dog Walk. And I would just, while I was walking my dogs, I would just talk to the camera. And I had a lot of really dedicated followers over there. And having them around, I was talking to them, promoting my blog posts and promoting videos I was doing and all that kind of stuff, and just talking about whatever I felt like talking about that day. But just having those people, they really were very supportive and kind of became friends of mine. And so, when I lost my dog, it was just great to have that supportive network around. And it's not, I wasn't being vulnerable just to get the likes and the views. That was my real life.
Right.
But I actually, one of those people's on my Christmas card list now. And I really made real relationships with those people. So, I think you can meet real people who share your interests while you're also trying to market your business.
Absolutely. A few years ago, I used to have a rescue. My best friend and I had started a rescue a month before she was killed. And then I, just kind of almost shut my business down and did nothing but rescue. And so a lot of the people that I've been following who are really big names in internet marketing stuff, now all of a sudden, they're heavily involved in rescue because, they were constantly watching me and stuff like that. And, I can't say that they're heavily in rescue now because of me, but I'd like to think that, it's all of a sudden now I'm seeing them in rescue after, they were watching me and stuff. So, I'd like to hope that maybe I had some kind of an influence and that they're now taking an interest in helping other animals and stuff like that too. So, and like you said, when I lose a dog, because last year I lost several, and everybody was right there. It was like they lost it too, and they shared their stories. Here's my baby, we just lost her, and so we were all kind of able. It was like a big grief support group.
Yeah, exactly. And just in the dog blogging community, it's pretty tight-knit community. Yeah. And, we all lose dogs. It's just going to happen.
It's good.
And it's nice, since I am so focused in on this community and just so active in it, they really are my friends. And when each of us loses a pet, I mean, everyone is sad for you. And it's nice to have that support network. So, aside from all the business marketing and stuff, it really has been really rewarding to have such close online friends.
It isn't, because, I don't know if you've noticed it, and we're totally going down another rabbit hole here, and that's fine. But as an entrepreneur, I used to be incredibly outgoing and very extroverted. And now 10 years working from home by myself, all of a sudden I find that I'm more of an introvert now. And I'm not, when I go out, that kind of person who will just talk to any stranger that happens to walk by. And I used to be like that. So to have, and I don't have a lot of people that I hang out with in real life, but I have people that I go to online all the time. So I think having that community and having that support with your followers, we kind of need that.
Yeah, exactly. And so, to try and tie it back into our conversation, it's everyone's always trying to like build and numbers and have as many followers as possible.
Quality.
But it's a lot more about quality. Exactly.
Quality. Yeah.
So, even though I have grown my Instagram by like 10,000, I don't know all those 10,000 people.
Of course not.
There are a few dozen people that I know by name, and I know their dogs by name, and we talk online almost every single day.
Right. Yeah.
And I didn't know any of them before I got into this journey.
So very cool. Very cool. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on and, sharing all of this with you, or with us, excuse me. I'm having a Monday on a Wednesday today.
Well, that's the other thing about working from home. You never really know what day it is.
I know. My poor husband, he was putting out one of our clients' blog posts today, and he all of a sudden was like, wait, today's Wednesday. It's supposed to go out on Thursdays. So yeah, we don't know what day it is.
Yeah.
But so thank you for coming on, sharing with us, talking to us about Instagram. I'm definitely going to have to go check it out now and see if this is something that I can use or how I can use it in my business.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you can definitely take advantage of it, I think.
All right. All of Tori's links are down below, so make sure you go check out her blogs and her Instagram account and follow her. And we will see you all on the next episode. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.